Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Shooting the Shit with Yankee. And as usual, I am Yankee. And tonight our topic is going to be one that a lot of people mentioned on one of our previous topics. We talked about using deadly force to defend property. And a lot of people said, oh yeah, but what about dogs? You'd use deadly force to protect your dog and that's property. Well, in some places, dogs are legally just property, but they aren't. They are not. Bad law doesn't make that so. They're living creatures, just like how it used to be the law that your wife was your property. That didn't make it so. That was just bad law. Same thing with pets. But to deal directly with the question, would I use deadly force to protect my pet? Yes. To save my pet's life, I would use deadly force if I had to. Definitely. I don't find people all that valuable, to be truthful. Especially not people that would harm animals. I don't think the world would be that worse off without them. But here's the thing. It would still be very much like when you defend property. If I saw someone abusing an animal or abusing one of my pets, first I would try to stop them without deadly force. And only when they became a threat to me, because once I intervene, they ain't getting to the pet unless they are ending me. And before they get to the point where they can end me, then I would feel justified in using deadly force. It's the same thing when defending property. And I know a lot of people like to try to came up with all kinds of wild scenarios why it would be all right to just shoot over property. Like, well, what if we're living in the Holocaust or in a Holocaust-like situation or the apocalypse or whatever, we've been invaded and the country's been destroyed and someone's breaking into your food supply and that's all you've got to live on. Well, first you'd try to stop them before you killed them. But also, are you living in an apocalypse situation? Because if you're not, well, then you're just crafting scenarios to just support your bad judgment. So unless you're in those scenarios, and even in those scenarios, why would you kill someone right off the bat who might end up being an ally when you might need people? By showing a little understanding and a little restraint. So same thing with pets, though. First thing I'm going to do is intervene. Now, if I don't have time to intervene, here's the thing here. Since a pet is a living thing, with property, you can intervene. And if you can't intervene in time, you can get it back. Like if you walk out and you see someone jumping in a car with your VCR or whatever and driving off, well, you don't have time to intervene there. And I'm definitely not going to shoot over it. But I can get another VCR. My dog, I cannot get that same dog again, because that dog is a living being with a personality, etc., memories, emotions. So if I walk outside and someone is pointing a shotgun at my dog and they're about to pull the trigger, well, then yes, I would shoot that person to save my dog, if that's what people want me to say. Seems like a lot of the questions were crafted to try to get me to say that. And if you paid attention during the earlier chats, you didn't have to try to get me to say that, because I said it already. I said, if it came down to their life or my dog's life, I'm going to take their life. Now, it might not be the same if I saw someone like going to shoot a cow, because I don't know that cow. And plus that cow, if it's a steer, probably going to get eaten anyway. If it's a milk cow, I would try to intervene and say, why are you trying to abuse this animal? But I don't know if I would shoot right off the bat over a cow, because I don't want to go to prison for a cow I don't know. Now, maybe if that cow was like my best friend or, my, ex from college or something, maybe if we had like a personal relationship. But no, because, you use your judgment. What things are you willing to go to jail for if it comes right down to it? And saving the life of Turnip, I would go to jail for. And I would think also that I'd have pretty good defense of saying, hey, this guy was on my property trying to shoot my dog, and I defended him. So I would feel fairly confident that I could defend myself, at least to a certain degree. And here's the thing. If it's just me and them, and they're out there and they're pointing a rifle or a shotgun at my dog, and I blow them away, well, my story is going to involve them. I said, hey, stop that. And they pointed the gun at me. And yes, I will lie. I don't care. It'd be my word against the dead man, as long as there are no other witnesses. So yes, I would use deadly force to defend my dog. But like I said, first I would try every other option I had if those options were available to me. So there's what I think. And there's my answer. For those of you that desperately wanted to hear it, there it is. Now let's see if there's anybody else over here that agrees or disagrees. Ghost Shadow chimed in, but he was just telling me that I forgot to send out the notification to people that the chat was going to start and what the topic was, which ended up I did forget. So that was on me. My bad. I will try to do better in the future. I can't promise that because, like I said, I don't think I'm getting better with age. I think I'm getting worse, but we'll see. I've always been a little absent-minded, and I don't think that's going to get better as I get older because I'm always someone who's thinking about 10, 15 things at one time, and some of them slip through the cracks. That's always been the case. I overthink things. I have been doing that since I was a kid. It's part of childhood trauma. And I experienced a lot of childhood trauma. So, ain't going to get better as I get older, I don't think. Fire Goozy chimed in. Oops, I already had him up there. Fire Goozy chimed in and said, VCR, yes. If my dog's life was in danger, I would. I don't know if he means yes, he'd shoot over his VCR too, but I would hope not. Plus, who has VCR tapes anymore? Does people still have I know I do have some. I've got like unopened collections of the Star Wars movies and some Disney movies and stuff. And I keep thinking to myself, I need to check, see if them Disney movies is worth anything, because I do believe that I have some of the rarer movies somewhere. I just have to find them. But I still wouldn't shoot anyone over them. I'd try to stop them first, and if they tried to hurt me, then I'd shoot them. Andrew Hopkins weighed in here and said, I would use any force necessary to protect my Lucy. I'm assuming that's your dog and not your wife. She is definitely more than property to me. I'm actually paranoid about having her outside when I'm not out there. Well, yeah, dogs are part of the family. It's like saying, would you use deadly force to defend a family member to me? That's how I see it. And I'm like, yes, I would, most definitely. If I had to save my kids' lives, even if it meant I was going to spend the rest of mine in jail, whoever was trying to hurt them was going to be dead. If someone killed one of my children, even if it meant I was going to spend the rest of my life in jail, that person would be in the ground as soon as I could possibly make that happen. So yes, there are certain things you sacrifice yourself for, and that would be one of them. And my dog isn't very far below my kids when it comes to my hierarchy of things that are important. It's my kids. Whichever one is my favorite at the time will be slightly above the other one. It depends on which one's not pissing me off right now. And then under them is other family, like spouses, brothers, sisters, things like that. Mother, father, well, not father in my case, fuck him. And then below that is my dog. And then all other people in the world are somewhere below, like bears and moose and possums and other things. And then probably some whales, some other types of furry critters, ostriches maybe, and then pretty much everybody else in the world. So that would be my hierarchy. So yes, I would definitely do it. Mr. Furley said, I think if someone is willing to harm animals, they wouldn't hesitate to harm you. Lethal force is justified. Well, I would definitely use that argument. And I'd be like, and as soon as I told him to stop, that barrel swung around towards me. So I had to shoot. Because, anybody that's willing to just come on and just try to kill a helpless, harmless animal is obviously unbalanced. And their word shouldn't be worth shit in court. Especially not when they're dead. 100% yes, lethal force to protect pets and family. In that order, I'm betting too. No, in Ghost Shadow, I'm betting his pets first and then family. This was Electric Ninja here. Did I ever click on Ghost Shadows? There, yeah, I did. I answered Ghost Shadows. And then Electric Ninja came in and said, might use deadly force to protect my pet werewolf. Put your silver bullets away. Well, I think that's different. No one has a pet werewolf. Werewolves are individuals. You can't own an individual. That's slavery. Last I checked, slavery is illegal in this country, so you cannot own werewolves because werewolves are people too. Sometimes, part of the time. So you cannot own werewolves. This is not apartheid Africa, so you can't own werewolves. So that question is flawed. That statement is flawed from the very beginning, because you can't own a werewolf. But that looks like most people here agree that they would definitely shoot to protect their pet's life. So I think I'm not out there or crazy or anything for saying that, because it seems like that's the common consensus. If you disagree, let me know in the comment section below this video if you're watching it later after I post it. Otherwise, come to the live chats if you want to be involved in the next conversation. I don't know what the next one's going to be, but once I post the video tomorrow, you'll be able to see right there on it what the actual next chat topic will be, and hopefully you will answer that, come in and talk to us about it. If dog and kid are drowning in lake, who you saving first? My kids can swim. If stray and a stranger drowning, who you save? Well, stray. But that person should have learned how to swim. And my kids know how to swim, so I'd probably be more likely to die trying to save them than they would be from drowning. But and strangers, it's like I always tell people when people talk about how we have an obligation to protect others if we carry. No, we don't. Maybe children. We have an obligation to protect children and maybe the elderly. But here's the thing. Any other adult of legal age, they had every right and every option to be armed and capable of defending themselves. And the fact that they chose not to doesn't mean I have to. And you know what? That could be tomorrow's topic. Do you have an obligation to defend others when you're carrying? That'll be tomorrow's topic. So Go Shadow has kind of accidentally, with his question there, came up with tomorrow's topic. So tune in tomorrow when our topic will be, do you have an obligation to protect others when you're carrying? I hope people come in. Let me know how you feel. Do you feel differently? Do you feel the same as me? I'll go over my opinion in depth, and then I'll let you weigh in. So hopefully I'll see some of you tomorrow. Remember, if you want to support the channel, go on over anytime to TYMPpistolproject.com. You can either become a Subscribe Star member, Patreon member. You can buy merchandise like the shirt here, the Gary shirt showing the late and not great Gary the Glock, or other items. Although I think my hoodie, give a hoot, don't shoot. I think the hat's still available, but I think the shirt got tagged where they won't make them anymore. So you can't get any more of those. But otherwise, going over, buy some merch, help support the channel, help save the life of pets in need, or help provide people who can't otherwise afford it the ability to have their first gun to protect their family. So like I said, hope to see you tomorrow. We do our live chats every night at 6 p.m., 7 on Wednesdays, and I believe tomorrow's Wednesday, so it'll be at 7 p.m. So I'll see y'all then if you deem to show up. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe till I see you again.